Now, I have been on record saying you should never accept a counteroffer. Don't do it, bad idea, don't do it. In fact, 80% of people who accept a counteroffer are actually gone from their employer in the next 6 months. So 80% failure though, what does that mean? It means 20% of people are actually a success. So in today's video, I want to go over some of the times in which maybe it does make sense for you to consider accepting a counteroffer and staying at your current employer. Let's go. Now, first and foremost, I wanted to make this video because I actually had a person comment on a video. This comment here saying basically, Ben, what about the times when you should accept a counteroffer? Are there times where it makes sense? And I think there could be. Now, before we get into it, I want to say, generally speaking, I do not think you should accept a counteroffer. I have never personally accepted one. I have been given a counteroffer twice. Both times I said, no, thank you. And I just moved on with the decision I had already made. But the following times are times where I might consider accepting it. Now, the first time I would consider maybe accepting a counteroffer is I had never raised the concerns with them, right? Like if you've talked to your boss and been like, I'm doing too much of this, or I'd like to be doing more of this, and they completely neglect the thing that makes you dissatisfied with your current position, then yeah, that doesn't count. But if you've never said anything to them, right? Like if you're wishing you were doing something different, or you wanted to be promoted or take that next step or be compensated higher or get exposure to other parts of the business, right? But you never say anything. And then when you go to give your 2 weeks notice and they ask you, why, Ben? Why are you leaving? And you go, well, because of A, B, and C. And your boss goes, well, tell you what, Ben, I'm gonna fix all three of those. I can make it so we give you A, we give you B, and we give you C. And I'm gonna give you an increase in your current compensation. I understand why you would wanna look. I hold no ill will, but I can fix this for you. Would you be willing to stay? And if they say that and they fix the things and they really do seem like, hey, they get it, they're not gonna hold any ill will, then that is a situation in which I might consider accepting a counteroffer. Now, the next situation in which I might accept a counteroffer is if they bring someone in like much higher in the organization. So think president, CEO, CFO, like your boss's boss, right? They bring that person in and they move mountains, to quote Usher, to fix the situation for you, right? So what does that mean? So you say, hey, I've decided to make a move. I've accepted another offer. I'm going to give my 2 weeks notice. And they go, hold on. Let me talk to my boss or my boss's boss, and let me see if we could do something. That person comes in and they help you craft your dream role, right? Like they create a brand new role for you, or they increase your scope, responsibility, and like give you what you want, but they make an extraordinary effort to retain you. They make tangible changes, not just give you more money, not to say, oh, instead of a recruiter, you're now a senior recruiter, but they do something significant. They change the scope of your role, they create more responsibility, more authority, whatever it is, but they bring someone high up to move mountains and fundamentally change your role so it is much more intriguing to you. Well, that is a situation in which I might go, you know what? I might accept this counteroffer. Now, the last type of situation I might consider accepting an offer is when they make a change that involves you in a long-term initiative you find appealing to go along with whatever concessions they make. Part of the reason why I don't like accepting a counteroffer or the idea of accepting a counteroffer is it gives me concern about whether or not they're gonna stick with you, right? Imagine, you go through all of a sudden a dip in revenue or the company becomes less profitable and they look at the team and they go, we've gotta reduce headcount by 2 people. And you recently almost tried to leave and they had to pay you more to retain you, it just makes me feel like you would be on the chopping block in that situation. So stability is always a concern. So if when you go to give your 2 weeks notice, they give you, an increase in compensation, maybe, they give you a title change that's more significant, but in addition to that, they involve you in a long-term initiative in a irreplaceable way. So they're like, okay, we're gonna roll out this 18 months program. We're gonna make you the lead of it. We're gonna increase your title and compensation. And you feel like, man, I'm on this 18-month important initiative and they're placing me in a role in which they absolutely can't really afford to part ways with me because my contribution would be so significant. That is another reason why I would say, you know what, maybe I will consider accepting this counteroffer. Now this video is over, but you gotta watch this one. This is why I would never accept a counteroffer. Trust me, if you watch this video, you need to go watch this video to get the balanced perspective. I still have a lot of pause about actually accepting a counteroffer. So watch this, and then at the end of the day, you can make your decision with all of the information.